You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
Welcome one and all to another edition of the NBL Live pregame show. That's brought to you each and every week by our graphic sponsor, Web3ks.com. We talk about them every week here on NBL Live. They do a ton of graphics for us, so if you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, head over to Web3ks.com. They're the leaders in affordable graphic design. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, the Commish Bomber himself, for today's Week 3 action between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, an NFC East battle. Bomber, when we got this game put on the schedule, had to move some things around. We saw this opening, and we get to see Porter's Redskins after their miraculous playoff run last year that got everybody involved. And we also get to see the Dallas Cowboys, a team we haven't really seen a whole lot of on NBL Live in the last couple seasons.
Yeah, these are two teams that, well, one team I've really talked about a lot, and one team we've been trying to get on the Commissioner Corner podcast as a topic being the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are currently 0-2. Redskins 2-0. Redskins coming off a phenomenal season in NBL Season 27. Can they keep it alive? But we talked about this big time in Commissioner Corner podcast. The Redskins, they need an identity. I hope I get to see one tonight. But this is going to be an exciting game. Nonetheless, a 2-0 team, 0-2 team, division rival. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, records get thrown out the window once you get those division rivals going head-to-head, especially early in the season. Before we get there, let's give you a little news and notes from around the network. And coming out, I believe what will be tonight is building the franchise, Jacksonville Jaguars. Bomber, this is a different Jaguars team than we have seen on BTF. This is not the team that was the #1 overall pick. This is not the team that was winning 1-2 games a year. This Jaguars team has already had some huge wins, including one over their division rivals, the Indianapolis Colts. The Jaguars are sitting there at 2-1, and I think are one of the biggest surprises to start season 28.
Yeah, don't sleep on Jacksonville. That should be the title of the new building the franchise. Don't sleep on Jacksonville, because I think a lot of people, they're in a deep coma on that team. And there actually is a football team in Jacksonville now, and they're starting to win. They're looking good. The quarterback, maybe Daniel Shirley is the savior of that franchise, because it sure looked like he's starting to figure it out with Allen Robinson, Leonard Fournette. You have so many weapons, and the defense is so quick. Jalen Ramsey got to get signed for the next season. Great things happening. You want to check out that show. But yes, football is alive in Jacksonville, alive and well, and hope. I say it's a dangerous drug, but man, it's really ticking in Jacksonville.
Yeah, you got to check out that BTF Jacksonville Jaguars. That'll be coming out here on the network tonight, and get a little insight. Owner on Isolate is going to have to do some talking about his winning ways, something he hasn't had to do so far with the Jaguars. So one of the big surprises, got to check out that one, is, of course, as well as our other BTF Detroit Lions, both great shows here on the NBL Network. All right, let's take a look at some players to watch in this game, folks. First, on the side of the Dallas Cowboys, it is the guy that gets things going for them on the offensive side of the ball. It's Ezekiel Elliott, and he has had, well, he's had a tough start to the season, only averaging 2.7 per rush, 21.5 per game, only 43 rushing yards in the first 2 games. Hasn't gotten a whole lot of touches, though, Bomber. Something that's interesting, only 16 carries so far here in the young season 28. Do you think for Dallas to have any success today, they're going to have to feed the beast, they're going to have to feed Zeke?
Yeah, and it looks like they're coming a little bit reserved coming into NBL Season 28, because Ezekiel Elliott is coming off an injury. He only had 60 carries last year for 300 yards and only 1 touchdown. NBL Season 26, the initial cycle of this Madden 18, he had 228 carries, 928 yards, 10 touchdowns, yada, yada, 4.1 yards per carry. But when he was 23 years old, it just seemed like he kind of hit that wall that basically said, hey, you got to slow down, young fella. You're not going to make it till you're 30. And I think Dallas is kind of, bringing in a little bit of a balanced attack. But yes, 9 attempts week 1 versus Chicago and a 3-point loss, a 10-point loss versus the Jets, only 7 attempts. I expect to see Ezekiel Elliott probably between 12 to 15 carries today, hopefully, and probably nothing more. You're not going to see more than 15. They're really limiting his carries right now as he's coming off an injury.
On the flip side for the Washington Redskins, their top wide receiver, Josh Doctson, and he, on the flip side, has had a real nice start to the season. Only 7 catches, but 165 yards through the air and a touchdown, averaging 10.6 after contact, longest being 41 yards. Josh Doctson, he's been around for a while in Washington. They have a lot of other weapons. Jordan Reed has been there. But at the end of the day, Josh Doctson on the outside may have some favorable matchups against this Dallas Cowboys secondary. And it's somebody that the Washington Redskins are going to be looking to get going early.
Yeah, if you play fantasy football, NBL fantasy football, you want Josh Doctson as a receiver. I said he was going to have a breakout year. He had 732 yards last season, only 1 touchdown. 831 yards the year before, 4 touchdowns. I think he gets 10 touchdowns this season, breaks 1,000 yards for the Redskins, and he's going to be their hope, man. He's going to be their #1 wideout. I expect him to do some big things.
All right, we're about ready to send it out to this game. Get week 3 underway. Actually, finish this one up. I think this is about the last game we have here in week 3, but we got to get your prediction, Bomber. Again, guys, get your predictions in the chat. We'd love to see what you guys think. Already seeing some stuff in the chat about how the Washington Redskins are overrated. Bomber, where do you fall on this one? The Washington Redskins and Porter's Redskins going to continue their NBL Live winning ways. That's 1 win in their last 1 game. See if they can make it 2 tonight, or the Dallas Cowboys going to come in, get a big win, get off that winless 9, get to 1-2.
All right, well, listen, follow me for a second. The Washington Redskins, I said no identity, no identity. They're going to have to put their fingerprint on this game, but since they have no identity, there's no fingerprint. I'm going with Dallas.
Wow.
21-17. I'm taking Dallas in the upset because I think these are games that the Redskins lose. They are 2-0, and I'm all about Porter's post. I'm all about that movement in Washington. I just think today maybe they look over a little flyover, plus the history of Porter on NBL Live isn't too great. 21-17 Dallas.
Let's see what will happen. We'll see if the Porter curse comes back to bite him or if gets another win, move to 3-0. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in to the NBL Live pregame show, but it's game time here on NBL Live. Coming up next, an early season division matchup. One team trying to keep the winless streak out of their way. One team trying to keep the winning ways going. It's the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys. It's coming up right now here on NBL Live.
My name is Rex Dixon.
Craig Stein.
Clint from EA Sports.
You're watching NBL.
You're watching the NBL Network. And you're watching the MBLN Network.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's been dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking deep over the middle. He has a man. It's Brandon Cooks who catches it, makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is
touchdown.
dropping back. He's got open over the middle. He's
Wow.
there.
That big playmaker
Look at
ability.
him
He
go.
finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another touchdown. And we are live for some Week 3 NBL Live action here. We got a great early season division matchup. It's the 0-2 Dallas Cowboys against the 2-0 Washington Redskins. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. I'm Osho. I'm hanging out with my man, Bomber. Bomber, we got some predictions already in, and we're split pretty close down the middle. We got our very own Decadog saying 27-24 Skins. Pricey, 20-10 Skins. But on the flip side, we've seen some people going with you and picking the Dallas Cowboys. A little bit of an upset. We got Kyle, the flat killer, Matt Miller, going Dallas 30, Redskins 17. Bomber, when you look at this game, what matchup is most important? A lot of people look at that matchup between Dallas' offensive line and the defensive line of the Washington Redskins. What matchup are you looking at today?
Oh, man, that's a great question. Actually, when I look at this game, I'm thinking of Ezekiel Elliott versus the front line of these Washington Redskins. So the offensive line and Ezekiel Elliott versus that defensive line of Washington. I think Ezekiel Elliott gets going early, puts pressure on the Redskins to try to keep up. They get themselves in a little bit of a hole, and I think they struggle to come back. And I think it's close down the end. But like I said, 21-17 Dallas is my prediction. And I think that's the matchup we're looking for. If they can contain Ezekiel Elliott, they might run away with this game, Washington.
Yeah, Bomber, how weird is it looking at that stat that the Dallas Cowboys have the worst rushing attack in the NBL when you have a guy as talented as Ezekiel Elliott?
It's still early. I think those stats are actually getting pulled off incorrectly, and we'll fix that after this. I think they're getting pulled off by total as opposed to average per week.
Oh, well, another shout out to our graphics guy, Kyle the Flat Killer, Matt Miller, doing great work for us as the Dallas Cowboys get the ball first. And Dak Prescott airing it out early, finding the C route on the left side, good for 20 yards. Switzer with the catch, bring him a first down as Dallas moving early.
Yeah, nice throw right there. A little hard flat concept by the defense. They beat it with the C route as the underneath tight end holds the hard flat, gets some one-on-one coverage with the safety. You like to see him make a man miss there. You got a safety one-on-one with the wide receiver. Dak makes the perfect throw. I like to see a broken tackle or two and see if they can get to the house.
Another first down here for the Dallas Cowboys, looking to get off to a good start on the road as their offense gets the ball first. Dak Prescott under center, Zeke in the backfield, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 over to the right. On 1st and 10, they're going to hand the ball off to Zeke Elliott, who tries to get outside. He loses 2 yards on the play. Bomber, I mean, Zeke Elliott, he's a bruiser. We've seen him do so much work in the middle of the field, but he has some speed. He looked a little off on that one. Didn't look like he had the speed to get around the edge.
Yeah, a lot of people in Dallas, a lot of the beat writers are saying timid. Timid's the word of Ezekiel Elliott right now to describe him coming off that injury last season that put him out. I mean, I think he missed 12 games last season. So he's kind of shying away from contact. As you've seen right there, he should have just showed his patience, went up the middle, went where the route was supposed to go. Instead, he breaks it off and tries to go outside and kind of avoids a little bit more contact than he should have got.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for Dak Prescott. Under center, once again, Zeke Elliott in the backfield. 2nd and 12. They're going to hand off to Elliott on a little counter concept. And he's going to get nothing there. And Bomber, once again, that was a timid Zeke Elliott. Didn't hit that hole. That we've seen Zeke Elliott so good at when the hole's open up, he's able to hit it hard and get to the second level. But on that play, he looked timid once again. And it ended up allowing the linebacker to come around and lay a big hit on him.
Yeah, so let's look at the play calling from Dallas already. They pick up an early first down to start this game on the 25-yard line. They find a C route, and then they get pretty passive on these first 2 downs as 2 rushing attempts get nowhere. Now they're back in the 3rd and 12, and this is exactly where the Washington defense wants to be.
Shotgun formation for Dak Prescott. So he drops back to pass from that 3 wide set, looking, lots of time, looking over the middle of the field, has a man, it's complete, it's a first down at the 33-yard line. Dak Prescott, a beautiful throw over the middle of the field. The blitz was picked up perfectly. We've already seen Switzer 2 catches on the day, another big one as they move into enemy territory.
Ryan Switzer getting it done for Dallas, looking good on that far left side. He can do a lot of things for this offense, and he has that unique skill set that they like to look for down the field as well as underneath.
2nd-year player out of UNC, showing up here for the Dallas Cowboys. 1st and 10 now for Dallas on the 33-yard line. 2 wide receivers out there, 1 tight end. Zeke Elliott in the backfield. Now he's going to move both wide receivers over to the left side. Switzer and Dez Bryant still kicking here in Dallas. Haven't called his name yet. We'll see if he gets involved with the offense. It's on 1st and 10. The blitz is coming right up the middle, and I think Dak Prescott got a little nervous of Toomer coming right up the middle. He just throws that one, had a man open underneath, but couldn't find him. Pressure affecting him on that play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
I got to be a little bit more poised in the pocket if you're Dak Prescott, a little paranoid too early. Now, this is a good offensive line. You got to rely on them. Even when the pressure's coming, you have to believe they can pick it up, and you have to have subtle movements and keep your head down the field to make the right play.
2nd and 10. Now, take down. They're going to give the ball to Zeke Elliott. Gets up to the 33-yard line. Nothing doing there. Maybe a yard on the play. Going to bring up a 3rd and 9. And you talk about Zeke Elliott, a guy who is a young player in this league. It looks like that injury from last season, he has lost a step because he does not have the explosiveness we are used to seeing out of Zeke Elliott. It's hurting the Dallas rush game. And now they have another 3rd and long, convert 3rd and 9 shotgun formation for Dak Prescott. He's got 1 wide receiver split out to the right, 2 out to the left. 1 tight end also on the right side of that formation here. Dallas already converting 1 3rd and long, need to convert a 3rd and we'll call it intermediate here as he stands in the pocket, finds a man underneath. It's complete, and he puts it on the ground, and it's picked up by the Redskins defense. Dez Bryant put the pigskin on the turf, and it's recovered by the Washington Redskins. A promising drive, Bomber, but at the end of the day, an 0-2 team, you need something to go right for them early. Instead, the exact opposite happens, and the reliable Dez Bryant puts it on the turf.
Yeah, you left 3 points on the board right there. And Dez Bryant, you know, that's supposed to be your star wide receiver. Obviously, he's lost a step or 2 in these last couple seasons. Going underneath, easy route against the drop coverage. All he has to do is make a man miss. And instead, he just takes the hit straight up, drops the ball, and now it's a turnover. Washington Redskins offense is on the field.
Oh, big hit. Lewis took the carry there, getting the start at halfback, and Lewis is down. Took a huge hit on that play. 2-yard gain, going to bring him a 2nd and 8. We'll let you know about that injury when we find out. But now we can see this Washington Redskins offense. Bomber, this offense, number 3 in the NBL. it's got to be because of scoring, because yardage-wise, 25th in passing, 14th in rushing, very middle of the pack, but they put the ball in the end zone. It's on 2nd and 8. It's Jordan Reed getting his first catch of the day up to the 46-yard line. Zach Belisari at the helm here in Washington, still delivering dimes to the big tight end.
Yeah, quick little corner route to Jordan Reed. Pretty much a one read. Once he saw the man coverage, he knew he had Jordan Reed against the linebacker, and that's easy peasy. You're going to make that throw. Porter with a nice read right there. Belisari looking good early in this game. He's looked good early in this season. I mean, how do you feel about Zach Belisari, his rookie debut last season? I thought he looked strong.
Yeah, definitely looks strong. This team, though, already dealing with a ton of injuries at the halfback position. As play action pass for Belisari, he's looking for Olsen down the middle of the field. He cannot hang on to it, though. That's a tough catch to make it through contact. Can bring him 2nd and 10. Bomber, this team, well, they've already lost Chris Thompson for the season. They've also lost Samaje Perine for 7 weeks, and now you saw Dion Lewis go down. They're running out of running backs. I think they're about to call your number.
Call my number 4.
To play halfback.
To play halfback for the
they're running out of players.
Redskins?
Yeah, do we get
they can't afford me.
Oh, Dion Lewis is down.
They have?
Chris Thompson coming into the game.
Oh, wait, hold on. How much cap room do they have? How cheap do you think I am, bro? This will be a 1-year deal.
I
probably
assume
upwards of $35 million.
Oh, I assume
if Goodell's making 3.5 guaranteed with the opportunity to get
$200 million contract for Roger
I mean,
Goodell.
I think I get $35 million. Give me $1 million a yard.
Well, if we start basing everything based off of Roger Goodell's contract,
hey, that's the life I'm living. Everything's based on that moving forward.
Setting the bar
right now.
real low there. Don't trip over that bar. 3rd and 9. Play action pass for Zach Belisari. Looking. He's looking deep down the middle of the field. And Crowder with an unbelievable sliding catch. The ball was behind him, but he comes up with the catch at the 26-yard line. 27 yards on the play. Washington's in business.
That's what I like to call TMT. Too much time for Zach Belisari. He had the guy in motion to the flat wide open as well, but he decides to hang in the pocket, maybe even get a drink, a little glass of water, throw some ice cubes in there, cool him off a little bit as he waited for Crowder to go down the field, and he hits him nicely on a little possession catch, and Washington continues to move the ball.
Oh, Samaje Perine's in. Okay, so apparently the injury report I got was just 100% wrong, so shout out to Samaje Perine. Doesn't get anything there, going to bring him 2nd and 10.
They'll run to the outside, nothing to go there. But yeah, I mean, if they still want me to play halfback, even with the healthy roster, I mean, $35 million is probably where we're going to start negotiations at, and I'm not going under 30. So you got a little wiggle room.
2nd and 10. Zach Belisari rolling out to the right side, not finding anyone open. He'll chuck this one out of bounds, takes a hit, but smartly doesn't force that one down the field. Going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Washington Redskins. Yeah, Zach Belisari really took this league by storm. Everybody got to see him in the playoffs last year, Bomber. It seemed like everybody and their friends were riding that Porter Redskins train. They wanted to see this Redskins team do big things after their opening round win on NBL Live.
Absolutely. When you have a team like Washington, they play with their heart on their sleeve. They lay it all on the line. They've been the underdog throughout the entire year. They were the David, and the Giants were the Goliath, and they slayed them. They slayed them, and they were able to get that big win in the playoffs. It's a bad throw right there by Belisari. But back to Washington's miracle run last year, they're going to have to settle for 3 here. Man, what a run. You know, they went in the playoffs. They beat the Giants. Nobody gave them a chance. They ended up losing in the next round, but, man, I'll tell you what. That was one of those things you look and go, man, we got a young rookie quarterback who come away with the big win. These are building blocks. These are building block games that you look back in 2 to 3 seasons and go, remember when he got that big win over the Giants? That took his career to that next level and put him on this path for greatness, and that's what they're hoping in Washington.
Well, they're up 3-0 early here at home over the Dallas Cowboys after that field goal attempt. Now Dallas is going to come back out on the field. Dak Prescott, I mean, a guy who has been he's been criticized pretty heavily here in the NBL. Had a real nice drive, got let down by the lack of running game and by Dez Bryant putting it on the turf, but he was delivering some nice passes down the field as Dallas comes out here. 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line, I formation for Prescott. Zeke Elliott at the top of that I. It's going to be Prescott dropping back to pass. Once again, looks over to the right side. It is complete. He still has faith in Bryant, even though he put it on the turf, throws it right back to him. Gets down to the 42-yard line. 1st down, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, those are things Dez Bryant still can do even at his age. Nice little post route right there. Splits, gets past the man coverage and catches it before he gets to the safety. But 2 to 3 seasons ago, you see Dez Bryant make a move right there, and you get a big play opportunity. Comes off a pretty safe pass. Right now, they're not getting that from the offense, and I think they need that from somebody. Somebody has to step up and make a big play.
There's the Zeke Elliott we've been looking for. Right up the gut, stiff-arming one. gets through the other tackle, gets up to the 47-yard line, giving 5 yards on the play. It just doesn't look like Zeke Elliott has that explosiveness to get around the outside, so they're going to have to rely on his strength and run right up the gut between the tackles.
Yeah, nice little stiff arm right there from the star halfback, Ezekiel Elliott. We need to see a little bit more of that. But I think this offense is looking good. They went down the field on that first drive. They got in field goal range, a turnover from Dez Bryant. That doesn't happen. We're looking at a 3-3 game right now.
And Elliott gets another carry. He gets very close to the first down marker. See where they mark him as we've hit the end of the first quarter. Your score, Washington on top 3-0. As it's going to be a 3rd and inches for the Dallas Cowboys. Bomber, Washington's up 3-0 in this game. But so far, it feels like the Dallas Cowboys are not intimidated. I would say they've been the better team early in this game.
That's what you get when you get two division rivals going at it. You throw the records out the window. Any team can beat any team in a division. They see them so much. They get up for these games. These are the games they're hyped about. And it's still early in the year. 0-2. Dallas still feels like they're potentially a playoff team, and they're going to play that way until proven otherwise.
And what a throw there by Dak Prescott, finding Dez Bryant to the 29-yard line. Bomber, this is a Cowboys team has been very disappointing early in this cycle. A team that plays in a tough division, albeit, but we really haven't heard a lot. This Dallas Cowboys team right now with Dak Prescott at the helm, they're playing very well in a tough environment.
Yeah, absolutely they are. And both quarterbacks have looked good under center and in the shotgun. Their patience has been great. Dak maybe hurried a little bit on that first drive once, but as of right now, man, he's looking sharp. Both of these quarterbacks are looking sharp. The NFC East has a plethora of quarterbacks they can use.
We get our first sack of the game as Allen able to get into the backfield. Only a 4-man rush there. Prescott couldn't find anyone open downfield. And we have a 2nd and 16. This is a time where you'd like to see them run a little draw play with Zeke Elliott, but so far Elliott has been a non-factor. Is there some part of this, we talked about it in the pregame, Bomber, about how Elliott wasn't getting touches early in the season. Is some part of this the fact that Elliott just hasn't looked very good, or is it just come down to the coaching staff being conservative with him injury-wise?
Well, from what the coaching staff is saying, it's conservative. Now, if you want to believe the conspiracies out there, they think that Ezekiel Elliott injury is lingering, and he's not the same player and might never be the same player we were accustomed to seeing in previous NBL seasons.
2nd and 16, shotgun formation for Dak Prescott. Zeke Elliott to his left. 4 wide receivers out there on second down. They're going to hand it off to Zeke Elliott, and Elliott is going to be taken down at the 34-yard line, and that's one of those plays where you usually see Zeke Elliott doing some damage. Very light box. Looked like he had a couple opportunities, but just doesn't have the speed to get through the line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, where's the elusiveness of Ezekiel Elliott? He should be able to walk right past that nose tackle and get into the secondary of that defense, the second level, and there looked like it was a blocker coming downfield as well. Big missed opportunity there for the Dallas Cowboys.
3rd and 15 as he's got a man coming in motion from the left to the right. Prescott taking the snap. Looks like they're setting up that little wide receiver screen, and he has got a hole, but he is not going to get the first down. Great pursuit to bring him down at the 21-yard line. Going to fall 2 yards short. Dallas is going to have to kick a field goal here, but you got to like the call on 3rd and long, not trying to force it down the field, just taking a little bit of a halfback screen out of that empty set, and they almost got enough as the kick is up, and it is good. We've got a 3-3 ball game here in Washington.
I've seen that play before. Somewhere.
I must have been another NBL Live or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. By the way, you're of course owner of the Detroit Lions. You're a fan of the Detroit Lions. Did you hear what Golden Tate said today?
Oh, what did he say?
He says, so a reporter asked him in the press conference, what is going wrong with the Lions? Who needs to play better? Do you have an idea what the problem is with this team? And he goes, I do, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus.
Oh, wow.
The question is, who was he talking about?
So who do you think he's talking about?
I think
that's the question.
I think it's Whiskas himself. I think old Jimmy Caldwell's on his way out of Detroit.
Oh, the guy that we just extended.
That's the one. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
The one that Martha Ford likes, but nobody else likes.
How about everybody on that offensive line, regardless of injury, has been horrible.
Greg Robinson?
I mean, he's been sacked more. He's gone.
God,
I don't know more.
It's unbelievable watching that turnstile of an offensive line continue to not block. I like the speculation on sports radio was it's either Caldwell, it's the offensive line as a whole, or it's their horrible halfback crew that doesn't open up the playbook at all because Amir Abdullah and Theo Riddick are just terrible. They're just terrible.
Well, what do you expect from Theo? Theo's not a You know, they tried to run him between the tackles last year because he was our leading rusher. I think I got 400 yards or something crazy low. He just can't do it. He's just not durable enough. He's just a gadget back, so you can't blame a gadget back for not performing
nice catch there by
at a high level.
Reed.
Nice throw to Jordan Reed.
Real nice play. Yeah, I always felt like them running Theo Riddick between the tackles would be like if the Saints tried to run Reggie Bush between the tackles. That's not who he is.
Oh, but I miss Reggie Bush. That was like our best halfback since
Barry Sanders.
Yeah. Maybe Kevin Smith was okay.
1st and 10 for the Washington Redskins. Hand off over the left side. Samaje Perine. He's got some room over there. He'll get to the 42-yard line. Not quite a first down call. Give him 6 yards, though, on first. And that's a key for both teams. And we talk about it on MBL Live a lot. It is the fact that you can get early yardage from your running game, get it down to a 2nd and manageable, 3rd and manageable. That's something Washington's been able to do, something Dallas has not. They faced a lot of 3rd and longs, and it's just Dak Prescott has played well and has been able to convert those. Now he's got a 2nd and 4 for Zach Belisari and the Washington Redskins. Belisari dropping back to pass. He looks over the middle of the field, finds Josh Doxson, and Josh Doxson may be dead. I am not going to lie, Josh Doxson. No, he's getting up. The guy doing the hitting is down.
Wow,
that was a train wreck in the middle of the field.
Now that's crazy. Okay, so Josh Dotson, man, he might be having like a steel-plated helmet. Maybe he got that little Lex Luger. You remember he had it in his forearm when he was giving those forearms? Maybe he put some of that in his helmet because that doesn't make much sense right there. Big hit on Josh Dotson. He drops the ball 3rd and 4. Here's where Washington needs to have some kind of identity. I said they didn't have a fingerprint earlier because we don't really know the identity of this team. What are they going to do on 3rd and 4? What's their bread and butter? What can they rely on? I don't think they know right now. It's something they definitely need to figure out in a hurry.
Well, he floats it up over the left side to Larry Fitzgerald in between 3 defenders.
And there we go. Horrible play call, horrible throw, indecisiveness. Yeah, and then you target the oldest receiver on your team on a slant route into coverage, and you decide, well, let me just lob it there. Just not a great read, and I don't like it. I don't think Belisari's comfortable in those 3rd and medium situations, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 8. Between those two, I don't think he's that comfortable, and I think that's an issue, especially for a team that has playoff potential and probably will make the playoffs. So that's something they need to iron out quick and find out what is their identity on offense.
Well, and you do got to think, I mean, you got such good yardage on first down. You got a 3rd and very manageable 3rd and 4. You know that the defense is going to come out in some sort of cover 2 underneath. They're not going to be dropping back into a cover 4. Why aren't you trying to push it down toward the middle of the field? Why aren't you trying to do something that will work against that? As Zeke Elliott gets outside, he's got some room out there. 1st down and more. Makes a man miss. Zeke Elliott taking all those comments about his elusiveness all the way to the end zone. 80 yards, and Dallas is in business. Touchdown, Zeke Elliott. It wasn't the quickest 80 yards, but it was effective. Great blocking up front. Get Zeke to the end zone.
Hey, do you need me to do it? Do I need to do it right now?
Yeah, you can do it.
You want me to do it?
Yeah,
Y'all be hearing that later.
That was
good. That wasn't good?
No, it was real good. It was
All right, scratch it from the tape. I didn't like it. Let me redo it.
All right, let's
edit that out.
Yes, I would like you to do it.
All right. Oh, okay. You want me to do it?
Yeah, do it.
All right. Da-na-na. Oh,
yeah.
That one, I like that one better. It just came off the pipes pause a little bit better.
It had a little more energy in the vocal cords.
Yeah, there we go.
It was really nice.
And that's what it was. You can download that off of pretty much at all service providers. You can find it on your little iPhone.
Android.
Find it on Android.
You can find it on Android. If you're one of those weirdos that has a Windows phone, you can probably find it there.
Hey, JY, you can find it on your little marketplace as well. We're just selling it right now,
JY has a Windows phone?
Yeah, JY has a Windows phone, guys. The guy that talks about electronics.
Doesn't he work at Best Buy?
At Best Buy.
What?
I think he works at Worst Buy. That's the only way.
No, there's no way that's the best.
Right?
What? Yeah, I would rather you have a flip phone than a Windows phone. Like, seriously.
Maybe, just maybe, it's a Windows flip phone, and it's the best of all the worlds.
Get that man a BlackBerry. Oh, Lord. That's the most interesting thing to come out of this game is finding out JY has a Windows phone. But in fairness, if there was one person here that I would expect to have a Windows phone, it's probably JY. Even though he works at
smokes
Best Buy.
Virginia Slims. He still rocks a BlackBerry, and he wears K-Swiss, guys.
There you go.
He's living. He's 10 years ago, baby.
Hey, 2006, 2007 were great years, man. 1st and 10. Zach Belisari, all the time in the world, looking for that C route. That one was covered the entire way. Throws an interception, and we got an opportunity. Belisari, the last one left. I don't think that juke move was necessary.
Oh, baby.
And he's into the end zone. Dallas's defense coming up with a touchdown. That throw, completely unnecessary. Bracketed coverage on the outside, and Belisari made an incredibly incredibly bad decision throwing it out there on that C route.
Big shout out to the Madden 18 developers. Many broken things in this game, but man coverage versus C route there was probably what in previous Maddens 9.8 out of 10.
Money.
If that, that would be on the low end.
Right.
So as you see a nice coverage right there, he sees man coverage. He expects his guy to make a break. So who's wrong in that situation? Is the quarterback wrong? I don't think so, because you get one-on-one coverage and I know you're breaking to the corner. I have to assume you're going to beat your man. As a quarterback, you have to anticipate a throw. He was just wrong there. The wide receiver didn't do it, and he didn't put the ball in really a safe space. He kind of threw it to the underneath a little bit too much, and it got intercepted. So maybe a little bit that's on the quarterback, but
I love the play call against man coverage. Had a post route over the middle with Jordan Reed.
So you had other man beaters.
Yeah, you had other man beaters.
You got to come off the C route at one point.
Right. When you see the tough coverage over there, you just got to come off of that one. Look to something else, especially considering the C route takes so long. I like to think of the C route as sort of a second option. You don't want to wait for that one to come open, and instead Belisari locked in on it and throws an interception that just gets toused. Belisari also will not be put in on the defensive side of the ball, as that was not a great attempt at a tackle. As on 1st and 10. All the time in the world looking deep down the middle of the field, and that one, I don't know how you don't intercept that one.
Yeah, this is the problem you have. I said this earlier, that maybe Washington gets down, and that's when they can really bury themselves and get into trouble. I think they won't. I think they'll get lucky. I expect this to happen. Maybe they punt it back. It gets punted back, and a little back and forth. Washington makes a run. Dallas scores again. That's where I see this game going. But I know if they get a lead like this is a 2-score lead. 2 minutes left in the second. Let's see if Washington can get some poise about themselves and kind of create an identity of a team that, hey, we're not going to collapse because we're down 2 scores. We're going to be calm, cool, and collective here, and we're going to make a run down the field and try to put some points on the board. Let's see if they can do that.
Well, let's point out, as much praise as we've had for Zach Belisari and the Washington Redskins, Belisari to start this game, 3 of 10 and an interception. Not a great start. Washington's offense has not really gotten going. Dallas's defense playing well. The defense definitely the strength of this team, but more impressively, their offense really has been rolling over this Washington defense. We'll see if Washington gets some points before the half, as we're about to hit the 2-minute warning. Looks like they're setting up a little slip screen to Thompson. Catches it. He's going to get up near the 1st down marker. I think he probably has it at the 35-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute warning. Bombers 17-3, Dallas is on top, and I think that's a pretty fair score. Dallas has been in control the majority of this game.
Yeah, it could be 20-3 as well, as they had a turnover early in this game from Des Bryant with a fumble. But I want to say I like that play call on the 2nd and long to run that little slip screen. I think that gives them an opportunity here to pick up this 3rd and inches. But like I said, 3rd downs plague this Washington Redskins team because they lack an identity. Let's see what they come out and do on 3rd and inches here on their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, 3rd and inches. Shotgun formation for Zach Belisari. 2 to split to each side. It's going to be Belisari looking to pass. He's going to have to let this one go. Looking down the field to Josh Doxson. Oh, and a nice defensive play. 1-on-1, and Doxson can't come up with the catch. And on 4th down, Washington is going to be forced to punt it back to the Dallas Cowboys. And
what about the play calling on 3rd down? Such a great play call on 2nd down. On 3rd down, they go for it all on 3rd and inches. I just didn't see the point of it.
Well,
you had plenty of time. You didn't have to take that chance right there.
Well, the rush was coming.
1-on-1.
Well, here's my question. You see the rush coming. Dallas brought some pressure on 3rd down, but you had it looked like it was Pirine out of the backfield, just your check down. Why not dump it down to your check down, either the drag route or the running back out of the backfield, instead of trying to launch it to Josh Doxson? I like Doxson and all, but he's not a tall guy who goes up for those balls every once in a while. He's a speedster more than a size wide receiver.
Yeah, we're seeing that from Belisari right now. He's not coming off that first read, and he's not going down to his check. And down 14, it seems to compile and get worse and worse as the game progresses. 1st
and 10. Dallas, an opportunity to blow this one open. And Bob and I are going to have to talk about our Chipotle orders like I had to with Sonny in that Lions game. 1st and 10. Prescott in the pistol formation. And on 1st down, he's going to hand it off to Zeke Elliott right up the gut. And that is more the Zeke Elliott we're used to seeing. Hard-fought yards. He'll get 5 on 1st down, bring up a 2nd and 5.
Whoever's watching this, please rewind this, the last 10 seconds. I wish we had a rewind option. I want you to watch the user play on that last play. He ran back like 3 yards and did like a 360 and came back.
He's amped.
Panic is setting in.
Looked like a 5-year-old who just had his first Mountain Dew. Way too much going on.
If you can rewind it, please rewind and watch that play over again.
2nd and 5. Prescott driving back to pass. Looks over to the left side. It is complete to the check down receiver. That's a beautiful spin move and gets up to the 48-yard line. Zeke Elliott must have been listening to the NBL Live broadcast talking about how his elusiveness is gone. Well, he has made a couple nice moves. A beautiful spin move there, and Dallas is in business on the other side of the 50.
Over pursuit is going to kill you against the agility and ability of Ezekiel Elliott. You have to be holding that left trigger, hitting that conservative tackle, and really try to time it so you don't get juked out of your shoes, as we see that happening right now. As a dangerous kind of throw there, but he regains himself and takes another hit.
I think he was surprised he broke the tackle. I think Switzer was surprised. He's like, I'm going to get hit on the screen, and then he was still standing. He's like, wait a second.
Yeah, that could have got worse, though. I think, he gets hit, he stumbles up, he's like, oh, I'm on my feet. Oh, crap. And, at that point, he tries to get down. But, man, that guy can do a lot for this team. We see him downfield, underneath, intermediate. We're seeing a lot of, as you see him in the slot right now, the inside slot on the right side. Watch him.
That is intercepted. Brown with the pick, and he has an opportunity to return this one. He'll be taken down to the 44-yard line. A nice play. The middle linebacker playing up close to the line. Dak Prescott lost where he was, and as he tried to throw it over the middle of the field, Brown just jumps up, takes that one away, and Washington a huge opportunity here. 2 timeouts. They need points to stay in this game.
Yeah, you're seeing a Zach Brown right there make a big play. He's in spy, so you don't think of him as a coverage threat, but then he makes a move at the last second, makes a play on the ball, and intercepts the pass. What a great job by the middle linebacker, Zach Brown.
And then Zach Belisari makes just a horrid decision there. Knowing it's late in the game, you got to get rid of the ball, and he sits there in the pocket way too long and takes a sack. Had about 7 seconds. He's got to get rid of the ball, young fella. Now a 2nd and 21 for the Washington Redskins. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the right, 1 over to the left.
Watch Dotson on this.
Yeah, Dotson on the inside left of your screen. Belisari dropping back to pass. Belisari had Josh Dotson wide open over the middle, but he locked in on the quarter out. So we have a 3rd and 21.
Kind of an errant throw. We haven't seen that much. He's only 4 for 13, so he's been pretty precise today. So I'm kind of confused how he missed that pass. Obviously, joking. He's been pretty bad today. Belisari started off nicely on that first run and has looked pretty much horrendous since then. And since they've been down, he's only been getting worse as he tries to force it downfield. And let's see if that comes back to bite them with 15 seconds left in this half.
Deep pass over the middle of the field, and he has Olsen with the catch at the 29-yard line. Oh, I don't know how they lost the seam route, but they did, and the Washington Redskins find old Greg Olsen down the middle of the field. 9 seconds to go. They convert a 3rd and 21.
Yeah, the old man Greg Olsen and Larry Fitzgerald signed as free agents to this Washington Redskins team as they attempt a field goal here to try to put themselves and close the gap to just be down 11. But kind of dropped pass earlier from Greg Olsen as the kick is up, and it's good. You look at Greg Olsen, and he dropped one earlier. You know how bad. You know how this guy plays, with such tenacity. He had to make sure he held on to that one to make up for that drop he had earlier.
Well, important points for the Washington Redskins before half. As this return is going to take us down to 1 second to go. Assume Dallas will just kneel this bad boy out. Get to halftime, 17-6. That was a big kick there for the Washington Redskins. They needed something. They're able to turn the turnover into points. As Dallas is going to come out, they're just going to kneel this one and get to halftime. So, Bomber, let's put yourself in the locker room. If you're the Washington Redskins, I mean, Belisari's having a horrendous game. What do you do to settle down your young quarterback?
Start changing the play call. And if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm thinking, okay, let's get some screens, some halfback slip screens, some easy play action. Let's get him 2, 3, 4 completions in a row, and then we'll get his confidence going back, and we can go back to our playbook we scouted for and we're going to run right now. But I think they kind of bring it in a little bit, give him just a little bit more confidence and something to work with in this second half. I think that will be huge for his confidence. But I think getting into these 3rd and 5s, 3rd and 6s, and 3rd and 7s right now, I think that's going to eat away at this young kid's confidence. And it could hurt this team down the stretch because this is a real deficiency for this team. 3rd down, they've been horrible so far.
Yeah, and part of that is on the coaching staff making some interesting calls on 3rd down. The running game has been pretty good for Washington so far. They just need to maybe rely on it a little more, not rely so much on Zach Belisari. 1st and 10. Belisari under center, 2 wide receivers over to the left side, 2 tight ends on the right side of that formation, Jordan Reed and Greg Olsen. That is a tandem right there at the tight end position for the Washington Redskins as we've hit the third quarter. Zach Belisari dropping back to pass, rush coming right up the middle. He gets it off, finds Greg Olsen. He has the first down and more, and I think I saw Olsen try to start that juke move and think better of it, because I'm pretty sure if Greg Olsen did a full-fledged juke move, I think that hip would just break and he'd fall onto the ground into a fetal position.
Olsen's last juke move in the NBL, his ACL ripped apart. He needed a hip replacement surgery immediately. His liver failed on him all at the same time.
Yeah, he's really old.
If you didn't get that for, and also Fitzgerald, another 2 guys they brought in. They brought them both in on the train. They thought they were riding first class. They're like, what a great way of transportation.
Samaje Perine trucks through a defender. Get out of here, big fella. Get that run game going. Porter's Redskins, they get in the end zone, and there's an injury on the play, and if it's not the man that got absolutely obliterated by Samaje Perine, well, that man better thank his lucky stars, because that was a big truck running through that hole.
Absolutely, man. There's a truck there. You might want to get low. You need to do a little low cut hit against Perine, because, man, he is bringing the thunder from down under. That only makes you wonder.
Just so you know that the rhyme was very good, but Samaje Perine is not Australian, so.
Hey, but Patty Mills is, and he plays for the Spurs.
Shout out to Patty Mills.
Or Patrick Mills, as he goes by on Twitter. He likes to keep it a little bit more professional.
Yeah, it's a formal guy. Come on.
Yeah. Patrick Mills.
Let's see.
How do we talk about Patty Mills?
Hey, the Cavs won. They were down by they were down by 16 to the Kings and ended up coming back and winning.
Oh, my bad, man. My bad.
Shout out to Cleveland. Shout out to Jose Calderon. What
Jose Calderon still? Oh, that's right. He comes off the bench, huh?
No, he's starting point guard right now with Derrick Rose.
Oh, wow. So is this the Toronto Raptors circa 2008?
Vince Carter's coming back at some point. We're just going to make the 1998 team all over again.
There you go.
Hand off to Zeke Elliott right up the middle. Nothing going there. Ryan Kerrigan bringing him down for a 1-yard loss. Yeah, they started Jose Calderon when Derrick Rose sprained his ankle and then hid for 2 weeks. And Isaiah Thomas will be back in the next 2 weeks. So,
hey, Calderon isn't bad on the pick and roll though.
Yeah,
he can make the right little pocket pass. He's got a nice shot. He kind of is like the guy you let go to Milwaukee, but a better version of him probably. But I don't know now. He's older. What was the kid's name? Dellavedova.
Oh, Matt Delly, the Delster, the Australian Matthew Dellavedova.
You think I just compared Jose Calderon to Andrew Wiggins?
I was the only guy I could think of because I barely think of Dellavedova as a real player, as that pass is complete to Des Bryant. I thought it was a bold comparison there, but then again, we were talking about Patty Mills. Who knows?
Only for their above the rim ability. That's why I'm comparing Wiggins and Calderon. You know, they both play above the rim.
They both play basketball. That's the only thing.
There you go.
That's the only thing you can compare that on.
What are we talking about here?
I don't know, 17-13. This is a good game we got here on NBL Live. Well, we got a second here in the third quarter. I want to give a big shout out to our graphic sponsor, web3ks.com. All business over at web3ks.com. He's one of the best to work with. If you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, just hit him up at web3ks.com. They're the leaders in affordable graphic design. Hand off to Zeke Elliott. He's got a big hole on the right side. One man to beat. Can't get past him, but he'll get up to the 47-yard line. Elliott, 102 yards of the day, crossing the century mark. 80 of that on one run. But Zeke Elliott still being effective here for the Dallas Cowboys after a slow start.
And here's the issue. Okay, so Ezekiel Elliott is on a 15 run kind of limit that they're putting him on right now. They said they would go over if it was absolutely necessary, but they didn't want to. 10 carries, OSU. We're 4 minutes left in the third. He's looking like he's definitely going to go over that, and they need him to. You think they throw that out the window right now and just say, hey, man, that injury was in the past. You're looking fresh right now. We need to ride you to win this game.
2nd and 2. It's a handoff to Zeke Elliott right in the middle. Another big hole as he shakes off a defender and gets up to the 41-yard line. Give him 12 yards on the play. This Dallas offensive line doing a great job blocking for Zeke Elliott and the Dallas Cowboys offense. Bomber, this is not an offense that has not been talked about. This is an offense that nobody has talked about here in the NBL, and they are putting on a show here on NBL Live.
Yeah, what do you know? You get the running game going, and everything else seems to fall in line. Things start opening up, and this offense has looked good. As I said, they should have another 3 points at least, maybe even another 7. But 17 points midway through the third, that's the most points this team's had all season.
Oh, how about give Zeke Elliott another carry? 3 straight runs for Elliott. Not so much on this one. He'll get maybe 2 yards on the play, bring up a 2nd and 8. We appreciate each and every one of you out there tuning into NBL Live broadcast number 153. Got some week 3 action right now between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with the commish Bomber. And Bomber, let's give a big shout out to the producer. It's also me.
Oh, I was going to say, well, that's you, man.
It's
Where are we
also
going
me.
with this?
That's all.
So you
That's all I
remember
got.
the first broadcast you were on? How about that? Let's start there. Let's take a trip down memory lane. What was it, 40-something, 30-something? Oh, you remember?
Yeah.
43.
I believe it was 43. He says confidently while looking it up. I can't look it up because I would have to listen to it. But yeah, I believe it was 43. 2nd and 8.
Wow.
As this pass is completed underneath to Dez Bryant, who fumbles the ball once again. It's picked up by Fuller. We'll see if they look at that one, as that was a late fumble. But Dez Bryant's second fumble of the game, if it holds up. Sure-handed Dez. What are you doing?
Both drag plays. He's getting undercut there by a cornerback both times, and he just doesn't hold on to the ball. I mean, hold on to the ball. We'll hold on to your knee later, okay? You don't need to hold on to your knee as you're getting hit. Just hold on to the ball. Dez got to do better than that. I mean, if I was the owner of the Cowboys, if I was the head coach, I would definitely be looking at taking him out this game. That's 2 fumbles, both times in scoring position. They should have 6 more points right now, without a doubt. And now they've opened up the opportunity here for the Washington Redskins.
As Pirine gets taken down, 1-yard loss in the play. Going to bring with 2nd and 11. An opportunity here for the Washington Redskins to either cut it to a 1-point game or take the lead. Yeah, I believe it was broadcast number 43, and first broadcast was done.
And what were the teams?
I don't know who the teams were, but I do know that I was on the crew with Project Fat as play-by-play.
Who was?
I was color.
Yeah, that's good.
Most
that's
definitely.
Classic.
Most
That's
definitely.
classic information right there. Guys, if you can go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com, check out what the game was and the score on broadcast number 43 for us. Interested in talking about that as down goes Belisari. Big hit from the outside. DeMarcus Lawrence. First sack, now 3rd and 20. This is where the team gets in trouble, and I'm hoping, as a Redskin fan, I know we're down right now, but I'd be saying, please, let's just run a halfback screen. Let's just run something smart. Let's run a draw play. Let's not get too cute and give them the ball right back with this kind of field position right in field goal range.
3rd and 20 now for the Washington Redskins, looking to convert off of this fumble. This is going to be Zach Belisari in the shotgun. Looks like they set up a wide receiver screen to the left side. It is complete to Josh Doxson, trying to make a man miss. He does shake off one, but he's going to be taken down at the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the play. Belisari's stat line, 7-16, 123, and a pick. Not a very good stat line for a guy coming in that was hot for this team that is undefeated. And Washington had a big opportunity after Dez Bryant's second fumble, but instead they go 3 and out, and they're going to punt it back to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, but still, nonetheless, you saved yourself 6 points if you're the Redskins defense. You saved this team from giving up at least 6. Potentially both of those drives were early downs. A nice low spin move. How'd they give that guy number 22? You can't give him Emmitt Smith's number, and he spins like that. That's a travesty in Dallas right now. I got issues with that.
Shout out to Scott. He is not Emmitt Smith.
No, not even close. We looking up this game or what? Anybody got the game for us?
Bennett Scott, by the way, is his name. Cornerback out of Iowa. Getting Emmitt Smith's number. Come on.
And they gave him Emmitt Smith's number. Wow.
Yeah, they gave him, and they let him return kicks.
Hey, they might sign me and give me Emmitt Smith's number. You never know.
Apparently, you're very expensive. You got it. It's a big contract.
I'd cost you an Emmitt Smith price, but I mean, that's neither here nor there.
You're gonna need as Zeke Elliott just breaking tackles left and right and gets back.
Oh no, you got to be kidding me. Wow, I thought he was going to the house there. 13 carries, 117 yards for Ezekiel Elliott. It takes 5 to bring him down. I don't like Liz. Ooh. Whoa. 2nd and 9 here for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, how impressive have you been with Dallas so far? Grade scale A to F, guys in the chat. This game, what they put, this is an 0-2 team versus a 2-0 Washington team. Dallas is on the road. How great has this team looked thus far? I'm going to give them a B+.
Oh.
A couple things I think they could have done different. I think their play calling on offense could have been just a little bit more aggressive at certain points of the game, but a B+, a strong. And I think the Redskins are sitting at about a C right now. Where do you have them at, OSU?
Where do I have who at?
Didn't pay attention. Doesn't know the question.
I was looking back at the broadcast number 43.
Hey, man, we were taking a trip down memory lane, bro. We weren't moving into memory lane, okay?
2nd and 9 is Prescott dropping back to pass. Looking. He has a man open. He threw it back to Dez Bryant, and Bryant doesn't fumble it, so good for him. Broadcast number 43, the Falcons beat the Buccaneers 33-0. Devontae Freeman.
Okay, so his one and only was the Falcons. Who
Yep.
was the Buccaneers? That's gonna be. Was it Playa?
Ooh, no.
Well, Playa's the Bucks now. Playa's the Bucks now.
Was
Playa.
Was
I didn't
JY
let me
there?
Was it JY? Which Madden was it?
It was no, because it was 16.
But one and only was the Falcons.
Yeah, one and
then
only
too.
was the Falcons. Yeah. Toss play to the left side. As he is taken down. Zeke Elliott not getting a whole lot of room on the outside. We take down for 2-yard loss. Bring up a 2nd and 12. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. This was prior to when. This was when I was still the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, so this was probably
I don't miss that.
Madden 16,
Madden
guys.
16.
If you can remember who the Buccaneers owner was at that time.
J-Wack?
Whoa.
No. God, now you got to go through the list of former NBL owners. Or current.
I think of this guy named Zahn, who I don't even think you know because it probably wasn't even around that time.
Nope.
But we got ourselves a good game nonetheless right now, 17-13. Dallas has the ball, and they're driving down the field. They're on the 38-yard line trying to approach midfield, 2nd and 12. Big opportunities here for Dallas. You didn't give me your grade. Dallas's performance so far, A to F. Washington's performance so far, A to F.
Dallas, I'd give them so far, I think, as a whole, if you look at everything, I'll give them a B. Des Bryant is getting an F right now for his fumbles, but that's sort of bringing the team down. I think the rest of the team has actually played really well. Washington, I'm going to give them a C-. I think the defense hasn't looked great, and I think the offense, I mean, Zach Belisari hasn't. The only bright spot has been, I think the running game has been good, and the offensive line has given Belisari plenty of time.
Yeah, completely agree with that. Did you notice that screenplay right there? Ezekiel Elliott had a lot of opportunity to get some yards bouncing outside. He stayed behind the blocker just a bit too long, and it cost him. Maybe that would have potentially even been a first down here as they go into a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and we're going to get a little bit of a help for the offense as a 5-yard penalty cuts it to a 3rd and 4. And, Bomber, what does that do for a team when you get from a 3rd and 9 down to a 3rd and 4?
That's big for most teams. Now, Dallas, another team that kind of struggles with an identity. They're a power run team. They haven't been handing it off too much. We see Walker in the backfield, no Ezekiel Elliott. So we got to think this is a pass. They might get themselves into trouble here.
Bryant can't hold on to that one over the middle of the field. I don't know how much that's on Des Bryant. That was a big hit he took. And now on 4th and 4, Dallas is going to punt this one away. Eventually, you've got to think, if you keep giving the Washington Redskins chances, the Redskins are eventually going to bite you and come back here at home.
Yeah, you're giving them too many chances. You already left 6 points on the board. You had an opportunity on a screenplay. You didn't bounce it outside. You have a 3rd and 4 here. You don't take the time that you had in the pocket. You throw it a little too early. Throw Des Bryant. Maybe this is a little payback. You fumbled twice, now take a hit kind of thing for Des Bryant, what they might be playing over there in Dallas. But 17-13, this is by no means a comfortable lead, even though the Dallas defense has looked dominating and suffocating so far. Washington Redskins is a high-octane, explosive offense, and they can get going at any minute here and put up a big touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. As the Washington Redskins get going here on 1st and 10, Zach Belisari comes out, 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the right, 1 over to the left. Belisari's going to hand this one off to Samaje Perine. Big hole over there. Looked like Perine a little timid to get through the hole, but he'll get up to the 22-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 8. Now Washington getting the hurry-up offense going. Comes back out, 3 wide receivers. Doxson alone on that left side, 2nd and 8. As Belisari is going to take a sack. Could not get rid of the ball as Irving gets the 2nd sack of the day. Now Washington stuck in a 3rd and 16.
Yeah, you're finding themselves. They see that cover 2 zone. They're trying to split the safeties. The pressure just got there too quickly as he stared and stared at one guy. I have not seen a sharp Zach Belisari yet, and I'm a big Belisari fan. We liked him last year as a rookie. We thought he had a ton of potential, but we have not seen a strong performance by him thus far in this game.
Yeah, 3rd and 16. Belisari looking deep down the middle of the field for Crowder, and Crowder takes a big hit and can't hang on to it. So after the Dallas Cowboys gave the ball back, well, let's just give the ball right back to the Dallas Cowboys. 3 and out in this Washington Redskins offense. As you said, looks lost out there. They don't have an identity, and right now Zach Belisari not playing very well.
Yeah, looking a little shook right now in the NBL Live broadcast number 153, but let's see what Emmitt Smith can do. He's got the ball. He bounced to the outside, and he's going to say, let me protect myself and make a business decision first as he gets down to the 41. Is this guy really the best answer for them at kick return, punt return?
What you mean? You got to think there's somebody out there a little faster.
A little less scared. I mean, holding on to the ball. I mean,
How much is your contract?
It just seems a little paranoid.
Like, how much get you
I mean, how much cap space do they got? I like to eat the cap plus $1 million, so I like to make teams find a way to try to make it work for me. You know, to show me that they really want me, that kind of thing. So they got $8 million in cap. I'll take a 1 year, $9 million contract.
So you're looking for that Bud Dupree contract from Madden 17.
Well, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Bananas couldn't afford me, man. To go play for a franchise like that, in that situation, I don't know, man. He could pay me right. I don't know if I want to be in that situation.
2nd and 12, pistol formation for Dak Prescott. As he's going to drop back to pass on 2nd down. Looks over to the right side. Oh, dangerous pass. Brown almost had his 2nd pick of the day. Instead, it's going to come to a 3rd and 12. And Dallas, with that rushing attack, not feeding Zeke Elliott late in the game.
Banana said I'm too slow. Yeah, you're right about that. That was another thing, man.
Yeah, you're not speed cheesy enough.
You want my 40 time from 2001 to right now, man. I mean, that's going to probably knock me down millions in your book. I definitely am not a Tyler Lockett. I'm probably more of a, what was it, Browns halfback that was on the cover?
Oh, Peyton Hillis. Shout out to Peyton Hillis.
I'm Peyton Hillis post being on the cover when he was trash.
No good.
Like that.
No good. 3rd and 12. Prescott dropping back to pass, looking over the middle of the field, and another one almost intercepted. And we're just in a moment here where I don't think the defenses are playing particularly well. The offenses are playing pretty comical right now as we got another 3rd and out, and Washington's going to have yet another opportunity to come back in this game.
Yeah, just the back and forth 3 and outs is really going to – whoever comes away with this game, the other team's got to feel like, well, we had our opportunities. We had plenty of chances, and we just did not capitalize, and that's the issue.
Banana saying you're Warren Sapp on the 40. I think you could beat
on the
Sapp
40-ouncer, though? Or the 40-yard line?
I assume a 40. I would love to. I think you could beat Warren Sapp. I also think you could beat Charles Barkley. Like, come on.
40. Okay.
I think you're fine.
Yeah, but I'm also like, if you make me run a 40, I got to have some guaranteed money before I even do that, man. That would kill my asking price.
Yeah.
My contract's
Whoa! You want me to prove how fast I am? That's gonna make my price go up. Hold on.
Yeah. there's no, you don't get to drive it before you buy it kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
Bomber's not showing up to the combine. That's not happening. He sits out the
I'm
combine.
that guy in the draft that it said didn't show up to the combine, that somebody's going to take in the 2nd round just because of that factor. Oh, they got to go deep. They got a guy open. Oh, it's deflected. And we've seen that, 2 or 3 times today from Belisari. He's trying to push the ball down the field, and he's had some open guys. But the defense just converges so quickly. This Dallas secondary is so fast. It's putting a lot of pressure on these wide receivers to have those strong hands. Maybe it's time see old Larry Fitzgerald get down there, see if he can have those strong hands and hold on to the ball.
2nd and 10, I formation for Belisari and the Washington Redskins. Looks like Samaje Perine in at halfback as Belisari changing up the play. 3:30 to go in this one. Washington needing to get something to go offensively. They hand it off to Perine. He bounces outside, had some great blocks. He has the 1st down and more. Don't know what that truck was, but it somehow worked as Perine down the sidelines. He makes a man miss. 80 yards, Samaje Perine. The weirdest 80-yard run I have ever seen, but it gets him to the house, and the Washington Redskins late in this game have claimed the lead over the Dallas Cowboys.
And the truck sticking air causes the defense not to react. That's got to be fixed. And a touchdown there for the Washington Redskins. I mean, how excited are you if you're Washington right now and you're watching this game and you're going, we get nothing and then we get that? We get that touchdown, but we still left 3:17 on the clock. This is a team that they've shut down in the field goal range twice by creating fumbles. Will it happen again? Can Dallas regain their composure and come down and put up a scoring drive? We haven't seen them score since they had that pick 6 early in the first half.
Well, Dallas now is going to have to come back in this game. First time they've been down. Here's all I'm saying. All right, we saw that truck freeze 2 defenders. That truck that didn't truck anyone. We've seen the juke moves in this game. We saw the 1st and goal glitch in the last game. Basically, NBL Live has turned into a giant box of proof for Lambeau to go to Rex Dixon and be like, look, the game's broken. It's broken. It's right here. We got it on NBL Live. We're just recording us all this. Lambeau, a big friend of the NBL Live broadcast. He loves it. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Shotgun formation for Dak Prescott. 3 wide receivers out there as he drops back to pass on 1st down. Looking over to the left side. Don't know where the communication was there looking for Switzer. He was open but could not convert. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. And then an injury on the play. Didn't see who got hurt. But Dallas is going to face a little adversity here. And you know Dallas wants to get off this 0-2. They want to put that 1 in the win column and move on.
And they've really outplayed Washington front to back of this game. They definitely should be up easily 23-20 right now. But even on the shakes play they call right now against man double buzz, this was a huge opportunity. He catches that ball on the break. He's to the house. That was a perfect call and a perfect decision to throw it over there. Just threw it a little bit too early.
Quick out route to the right side. Des Bryant catches this one. So at the end of the day, as it looks like it's the left tackle Smith dislocating his shoulder, he will not be returning to the game. Des Bryant has been the definition of up and down. He's made some nice plays. That was a nice catch on the right side, and he's also fumbled twice. So what can you get out of Des Bryant at this point?
Oh man, Des Bryant isn't living up to his $10 million paycheck right now. Definitely somebody that
the bomber paycheck.
Absolutely. 2 fumbles inside field goal range. You just can't have it, especially on drags, little safe routes. If I can't throw you on those and trust you, I can't trust you at all, and you can't be in my offense is what you have to be thinking if you're a Dallas fan right now.
Quick pass underneath for Dak Prescott. He gets out of bounds to the 49-yard line. Prescott 14 of 20, 195, that 1 interception. Dak has played well this game, Bomber. I mean, we were talking about the 2 quarterbacks, and it was really Belisari, the one we were talking about more, but Dak Prescott, he's looked impressive. That 1 interception wasn't a particularly bad throw, and the rest of the game, he's been relatively accurate and making some nice reads.
Yeah, a lot of underneath stuff from Dak Prescott, and then when he has gone over the top, maybe a little off at times, but, I mean, as a whole, this isn't the Dak Prescott that nobody talks about. If he played like this on a consistent basis, this would be somebody that we say, hey, man, this guy's a good quarterback in the NFC East.
Zeke Elliott up over that 15-carry mark. His 16th carry gets him a first out of the 49-yard line. 2:51 to go, folks. If you are just joining us for the first time, first of all, welcome. Hit that subscribe button down below so you know each and every time we go live. NBL rules state you can't kill the clock until under the 2-minute warning. That's why you're not seeing any shoot clock on right now. So there's plenty of time for both teams. But we'll see what happens in this game. Dallas leading the majority of this game. They had a 17-3 lead, but Washington storming back with 17 unanswered points of their own. And just like that, they're up 20-17 as Dak Prescott looking over to the left side. And I think that's caught, and a nice catch by, it looked like that was Switzer on the left side, and a nice throw by Dak Prescott. He saw the in route coming, a little dig on the left side, and he finds Switzer, who comes up with a tough catch in coverage.
You got to really trust your receiver to throw that in between 2 zones like that. He kept it low. Switzer with that low frame. He finds him beautifully. Nice throw there by Dak Prescott.
Now looking for the little screen out to the left side. Oh, and the man coverage. The blitz was coming. Lucky that didn't turn into anything worse as they lose 2 on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 12. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Jason Witten?
I don't think.
If I look, I'm going to get behind. I'm looking.
Go ahead.
Number 82, Jason Witten on the Dallas Cowboys. That sure looked like him.
I think it was Jason Witten. He's probably getting paid still.
Okay, well then my follow-up question is, did you just run a screen to Jason Witten?
Did you see how long it took him on that motion from the outside?
73 speed, 77 excel. I mean, I know he's got 96 awareness, but he's still got to get there, baby. Unless he's so smart, he's teleporting over there.
That took a long time. Prescott put him in motion, like they broke the huddle and they just said, start your motion now. Like, get going. And Zeke Elliott right up the middle, it's taken down to the 27-yard line.
Dude, we just saw a screenplay. A motion from the backfield, a wheel screen to Jason Witten, and he...
Jason, you want to get going now so we can snap the ball on time? We don't want to delay a game.
Does that embody overthinking something? They'll never expect this.
Yes.
Well, they didn't have to expect it. It was
never
so slow.
Well, but at the end of the day, they may never expect it, but how long it takes them to run that motion, they certainly will react to it. It doesn't take that long. Big 3rd down here for the Cowboys as we're under the 2-minute warning, 1:55 to go. Prescott in the shotgun.
Here we go. This is the game, baby.
This could be a big moment here as we look back in this game. Prescott dropping back to pass on 3rd and 7. Looks over to the left side. It's picked off by Norman. A bad throw, and Norman has 1 man to beat. It is Dak Prescott trying to play a little backup defense. He makes the tackle at the 48-yard line. Oh, my Lord. What's happening in my life?
Oh, I didn't know Dak Prescott used to play center field for the Yankees. My gosh, what a backpedal. I've never seen.
I don't know if that was that. Or that he looked like a point guard on a 2-on-1. Just get back, stand in the middle, try to take a charge.
Wow. Oh my God.
Dallas has blown this game, by the way. Like we haven't really talked about it. We've talked about how bad Belisari is playing, but Dallas wholeheartedly choked this one away. They had this one in their hands, 17-3 at halftime. In the second half, somebody forgot to knock on the Cowboys' door and tell them to come out for the second half.
Absolutely, and the and the guy knocking at the door was Jason Witten, who at that
took
point
him a while to get there. He's had to.
It took him too long to get there, so they were already late. They came out late, and then during that time, he wrote in a wide receiver screen for him. And
He's like, guys, if you get down here, I'll be running motion. All right. 2nd and 7. Pirine gets the carry. He gets taken down at the 41-yard line. Dallas using their last timeout. They need to stop here on 3rd and 2. Do you think if you're Washington, do you at all ponder throwing the ball here on 3rd and 2 to get the first down, or do you just run it, use up the clock, and you'll probably have an attempt at a long field goal?
I bet they pass. I bet this offense, I mean, this is a team that lacks identity. A team that lacks identity is going to think, I have to pick up this first down. We're going to have to do it in the air. And we have to, we have to give ourselves a chance here. But they might stop the clock if they do decide to go that route.
3rd and 2. Zach Bell, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. On 3rd down, it looks like it's going to be a toss play to the right side. Thompson trying to get there, and he is thankfully German suplex over the first down marker. That's going to do it for us. By the way, an update. Josh Norman on that tackle dislocated his knee, so Dak Prescott.
Dirty tackle there by Dak Prescott. That's going to fuel
this.
Get
the league. Call the league. We need to review that tackle.
I mean, you got to make it illegal. You can't backpedal for 10 yards.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
As he just kind of just zones in on his prey there, and he decides, yeah, I'm gonna low cut this guy. Just give me 1 second here.
Boom. Tough acting enacted. Washington's going to firmly escape with a win, and I mean, there are a lot of games. At the end of the day, they scored more points, therefore they win. But if you want to talk about a game that Washington did not deserve to win, it was this one.
Jake J-Rod, like the 9th time he said I predicted 21-17.
No one cares!
It's 2017 though. So you're wrong.
No one cares!
But it was close. Hey, horseshoes and hand grenades, J-Rod. Ain't it?
Yeah, this was a weird game. Dallas, they were firmly in control, up 17-3, and I still think throughout it played better. It's just Dak Prescott's mistakes and Dez Bryant. He was the player of the game for the Washington Redskins because he stopped 2 promising drives.
And if you didn't know, J-Rod predicted Washington 21.
Yeah,
Dallas
we
7.
get it. No one cares.
Hey, we only care when you're right. All right, that's when it matters.
No one.
But if
cares.
you didn't know, J-Rod predicted Washington 21, Dallas 17.
Oh man. Yeah, weird game. Your final score here, 2017, the Washington Redskins. They moved to 3-0.
So what? How did you pronounce Jay Ajay, or however it's pronounced? What did you say?
I think I said a J.
All right, so
I'm horrible. I mean, obviously. I mean, what a blatant mispronunciation of an unbelievably simple name. How could I do that? I was not even close.
You're telling me you know how to spell A-J-A-Y-I? That's common.
I am just so horrible. You know what? I was so far away. J-Rod could have made 19 predictions that were closer than my pronunciation of Jay Ajayi. I am so sorry.
All right, well, let's try to get you to pronounce some names in the chat right now. What about, well, I don't want to tell you. What about FCB? How do you pronounce him after that in the chat? You see the name FCB and then it has another name? How would you pronounce that?
I would pronounce it Dracar Noir.
Dracar Noir. All right, one more before.
Yeah, the one I see, Jiggyjrod, I would pronounce Crap Weasel. That's how I would pronounce that name.
What about Shadow, his last name? This one's easy. You can do this one.
Okay, Raze. Dang! I'm not good at this, man. Only been doing this for like.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Gotta practice the pronunciations here. I get thrown in for that, but I also have to sit here every week and pronounce Matt Murskowski or whoever you pronounce his name.
Shout out to the New York Jets quarterback. And guys, if you didn't know, the final score ended Cowboys 17, Redskins 20, but J-Rod predicted 21 Redskins.
Yeah, we get it!
17 Cowboys. If
we understand! Mention it 19 times. We all get it. Hey, don't forget to change the name of the stream, Bomber. Don't forget! Let's just pick this player of the game. Oh, Lord, for Broadcast 153. J-Rod predicts Pirine player of the game. I will not give it to him just because he predicted it. I'll give it to Josh Norman for sealing that game. How about you, Bomber?
I gotta go with Jay Ajayi. No, it's got to be Pirine, man. 10 carries, 156 yards.
Shout out to Samaji Pirine for that player of the game.
Also, And also, even though he just predicted the prediction for the player of the game, he also predicted the score 21-17.
Yeah, we get it.
Let's get out of here. Let's close this out.
Oh, my Lord. Well, you can check out all of our player of the game selections on our website, 365.maddenbomberleague.com. If you want to take J-Rod's spot, you can also apply for the NBL under the Join tab. It's really easy. We'll kick him out just for you. All right. Before we get out of here.
Well, we put him to schedule?
Yeah, let's throw out that schedule because we got quite a game coming up tomorrow night. It's a rematch.
Could you pronounce the names of those teams?
It's the Seattle Sahakis and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Good luck to them.
Oh, Pittsburgh's on. So we got the Steelers-Seahawks, huh?
Yeah, Steelers-Seahawks rematch. Rematch of the Super Bowl.
So we're going to get a DC at halftime.
So at halftime, the game's over. The game never actually happened, but should be a good game. I believe we're looking at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. I know Sonny Weaver's going to be on the call, Bomber. I don't know if you're going to be on the call, but that should be a great game. The Seahawks needing to, a win today, a win in that game against the Steelers, it would really set themselves as a favorite in the NFC. That NFC, it's sort of wild out there. They play in a weak division, but the Seahawks really need a win over a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers to sort of pin to their chest as look how good.
Do they, though? Because I think they're just a playoff team. I think when the playoffs come out, that's when they get their wins. They could care less about the regular season. Also, J-Rod says, stay tuned for NBL Live tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? And he's going to make his prediction.
Did he say stay tuned?
Wait till you see his prediction tomorrow. He's leaving us on a cliffhanger right now.
We're leaving. That's Bomber. I'm OSU. Tomorrow night, J-Rod will be here predicting incorrectly, but letting everyone know we're getting out of here. The Redskins unbelievably win a game. A weird night here on NBL Live. We'll see you tomorrow. Seahawks and Steelers. Pronounce them right there. How do you like me now here on NBL Live?